Good morning and welcome again to another Making a Mondays Matter. It has been a bit of a rainy weekend, off and on. We do welcome the showers, however, after some extended drought here on the island. The rains are very much welcome. And so, as we begin this day, well, for many of you, it's well into the day because it's already late morning here for me also. I want to just reflect on, take a look at DIY, doing it yourself. It is something that many of us small business owners learn to do. We learn to do things ourselves, not necessarily because you're simply trying to save money, but because there's nobody else to do it. And so you learn to do it yourself. But I want to look at the benefits of doing it yourself. DIY. It's hard to go in any large hardware store today and not come across a section for DIY enthusiasts. But I'm not just looking at the little home projects that we're talking about that many of us would do on weekends. I'm talking about doing it yourself in a general way. And this is not to say that we are to attempt to do everything ourselves. But there are certain things that we can do ourselves and they are beneficial when we do them ourselves. And so, with that in mind, I want for us to look at the things that we can possibly do ourselves. One of the things that being a DIYer does is that it helps those of us who attempt it to, one, learn new skills. Most times when we are attempting DIY projects, there are things that are oftentimes a little bit outside of our comfort zone. There are things at times that we may not have given much thought to in the past, but because there is a need and there is not necessarily sometimes the funds, sometimes the skills available, and so we attempt it ourselves. For me, there are a number of things that come to mind. I remember a few years back building a king size bed. I remember doing some tiling myself, some masonry work, even setting up my financials for my business. Of course, you still defer to the professionals to make sure that everything is in order when you get to those highly technical areas. But this is one of the things, these are some of the things, not just one of the things, some of the things that I have gained from doing things myself. And I just want to share this with you, and so that you too would step out and try to do some of these things yourself. Yes, it takes you out of your comfort zone, but it teaches you new skills. New skills that even if you never use them again, it gives you a new appreciation for uh, what is involved. Like, I doubt I would ever build a king size bed again, but I do appreciate the skill necessary and the work that goes into it in order to create such an object. It also gives you a sense of satisfaction in doing things like this for yourselves. Another benefit of being a DIYer is that it helps you to meet new people. Uh, this is not something that often comes to mind when we think about DIY projects. But here's the thing, when you are attempting something that is outside of the norm for you, often you have to look for resources that is outside of your normal everyday interactions. Sometimes you have to go and ask an artisan, for example, just referring back to my bed, as to how to do some particular joint or some particular connection if it comes to electrical. And so you get into conversations with persons about subjects that you would not normally get into conversations with. And so you get to know persons better, one. You get to form new relationships. The obvious one, it saves you money. Well, it should save you money because some DIY projects, if they don't go well, can be an expense. But in the perfect world, it saves you money. It may cost you some time, but it's usually time well spent. And so I want for us as we go forward into this week, see what it is that we can do for ourselves. It may require us stepping out of the comfort zone, taking a step back, learning a new skill. But I can assure you that if you do it and you are successful, there's a level of satisfaction that you will achieve that you could not have experienced if you simply paid someone to do it or got someone else to do it on your behalf. And so I just want to encourage us this week, this morning, to try new things. Do it yourself. See what is involved. Learn new skills. Meet new people. Save some money. And until next Monday, go out and have an exciting week. And I'll see you again. This is David Hicks for Making Mondays Matter from Living Successfully Inc.